In this video, I'm going to talk to you about my strength and conditioning program. For my program, I have 4 variations of it, 2 of which have more complex lifts. They use the clean and jerk and snatch. I also do conventional deadlifting in this version. On the other side, 2 versions use less complex lifts. So they don't have the snatch or clean and jerk. And then with this version, I do trap bar deadlifts. With both of these, they have 2 options. There's a select print version and an easy print version. With the select print, that's where you select the student, you print their sheet, then you reselect a different student, you print their sheet. The pros to using this one is if you were to edit a program or this program, it's pretty easy to edit. The cons with the select print one is it takes more time to print out. To solve that, I created an easy print version, which is great for mass printing, but it's pretty hard if you ever wanted to edit that program. Both of the more complex version and the less complex lift version have select print and easy print versions. Whichever one you pick, I'm going to show you in this video how to upload student data. So the first part is uploading your student data. So you have the test student here and all their data. After you test your students, I think I have some already saved here. There we go. All right, so I just uploaded some data. So I have student name, block, the date, gender. The gender is important for another feature of this program, the athlete profile sheet, and then the date's important for the comparing your old averages to the current class average. So say you only tested your kids out on the back squat, bench press, and clean. That's really all you have to test them out with this variation of the program, because the other ones past that, if you don't have the student test out on, I have a formula that can already calculate their maxes. So if I click on strict press, for instance, there's a formula that will take 60% of their bench press and calculate out a rough estimate of what their strict press would be. So to just self-populate that, I just click on the bottom right-hand corner and I drag down. And I can do that for all of the lifts past the clean. So I'll do that real quick. Clicking on that bottom right-hand corner, dragging down, and that drags that formula down for each one of these students. Past the lifts, I have another option to put in the student's vertical jump and their body weight. If you're testing vertical jump, that's awesome. You can enter that in. I don't currently have data for that, so I'm going to leave that blank, as well as body weight. I'm going to leave that blank. Past that, nutrition, sleep, exercise, mindset, and relationships. Those are just general biomarkers. I test the students out on that through a health assessment. Where you can find that, if you would like to do that as well, is if you click on the plan overview and then fitness testing here. That'll take you to a Google Doc as seen here, and the students fill out this, and this is an easy way for me to get their numbers where they enter in their scores, and then the back of it is a health assessment. They click on that link, it takes them to another health assessment. A lot of steps there, but I really like the data that comes from that. So they answer all these questions, and then before they exit out of that, they get their score for each aspect of their health, nutrition, sleep, exercise, mindset, relationships. They put that score in here. And then after that, bottom here, I have a spot for their goal, and then habits to meet that goal that they write. All that information is important, I believe, for that info slide here. So nutrition, sleep, they enter, or I'll enter all their scores for those results, as well as their goal and habits. And what's cool about the sheets that they will get is it will populate on each of their sheets that has their maxes, their health assessment data, as well as their goal and their habits. And it also allows me to give them information across time if you were to use the athlete profile sheet, which is another, if I click on the how to use, another tool for strength and conditioning, and you can click here to check out more. If I go back to that info page, I enter all the student data that I have. I also want to enter that into the old scores, so old info. So the reason I have two spots to enter that information is to compare it in the future. And then with the old info slide, same thing. I can drag and drop these down if I don't have them. I'll do that real quick. Again, this is if you didn't test these lifts, this is a formula that gives you a rough estimate. And then if you also had data for this, the goal, and these biomarkers, you can enter that in as well. So first step here, enter in all the student data you have on the info page as well as the old info page. Once you've entered all the data on the old info page, you can go ahead and hide that. The reason being is you're not going to enter anything in there again. This is just for this sheet to reference off of. So the next time you assess the students, you raise their lifts, you'll change these lifts. All right, so for instance, Ryan here got stronger. Clean has now gone up to, let's say, 115. And that will slowly across time change this number here, and that'll show you how much stronger your group as a whole has gotten across these lifts or weaker. So if I just change a couple of them, 200, let's go 185, 315, and you can see the change here from the old info page to the new info page, and that'll show whether your group is getting stronger or weaker. And it also gives that data for the nutrition, sleep, exercise, mindset, relationship scores, as well as vertical jump and body weight if you were to put data in there as well. It just shows the change from the old info side to the new info page here. And that's step number one for this strength and conditioning program.